Welcome to the program, everyone. We start with something helpful. Support for the show comes from ZBiotics. Let me tell you something. I'm too old to be waking up with that slow, sluggish feeling after a night out. I don't bounce back like I used to. And that's why I keep ZBiotics in the house. It's called pre-alcohol. You drink it before the first drink of the night, and it helps your body break down that toxic byproduct that actually makes you feel rough the next day. It's not dehydration. This stuff was invented by actual scientists, PhDs, real PhDs. The first time I tried it, it was a friend's birthday dinner, and I had my little cocktail, enjoyed myself, got home late, and the next morning I woke up feeling good. Not 21 years old good, but good enough to walk out and get some coffee and get my day going, no problem. That's a win for me. So if you've got holiday parties coming up, tailgates, dinners, whatever it is, make ZBiotics your first drink of the night. Go to zbiotics.com/lemon and use my code LEMON for 15% off of your first order. And remember, they offer a money-back guarantee. No hassle. If you don't like it, you get your money back. Head to zbiotics.com/lemon and use the code LEMON. Use the code
old,
LEMON. John. Hello, everyone.
You're not old. You're timeless. You're like, Tara, I'm not as young as I look. And I'm like, oh, right.
I'm not as young as I used to be, but Tara is a spring chicken. Let me just say this. Tara, you've been doing the best reporting. You know that I mean that because I have you on anytime that we have a story on Epstein. I know that, Tara, the reporting is going to be solid and that it's going to be great. So Tara Palmieri is here to talk to us about the very latest on what is happening today in Washington and beyond as it relates to these Epstein documents being released. I got to say, Tara, that I have never seen the administration, I take that back. I've only seen the Trump people in this much panic with the grab him by the pee stuff. And that was it.
Oh, yeah, that was a moment.
That was a moment, and I think this is a moment, but they truly are in panic right now. Tara is a veteran journalist, the author of The Red Letter on Substack, and the host of the Tara Palmieri Show right here on YouTube. So what do you think of that, Tara? Good evening, and thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, and thanks to everyone that I got to meet earlier, the legends. I didn't cover the campaign, the first campaign. I was actually abroad. I was covering Brexit, which was not that dissimilar from the campaign, obviously. That's the populist campaign that swept through America. So I don't know exactly what that fear was like, what that panic was like, but I guess it was a moment that tested his political will, his political might, right? In a way that we had never been tested before until that point. And I think he knows he's pushing the boundaries now too, because this story is tying him to a global pedophilia ring. I don't know how anyone can recover from that. That's the kind of crime where you can't live in a neighborhood because of that. That's the kind of crime where you spend the rest of your life in prison. I mean, this is a serious crime, and the associations with Jeffrey Epstein are incredibly serious. And pedophiles are the lowest of the low in prisons. You know what I mean? Like, they don't usually survive because of that. There is bipartisan hatred of people who prey on the innocent children. And so that is why this is making them quake. You can kind of spin away an obscure idea of, maybe you can spin away collusion, or you can maybe spin away some of the other things that have come up in his, that he's had to handle. And he's been incredibly resilient, but this one continues to dog him. And not just because they're stonewalling and they won't release the files, but because the crime is so dark and deep and the victims are alive and speaking out. And next week they're going to be back on the Hill. So that'll be a really big moment. And I think when they, speak to Trump from the Hill, like they did last time, which I thought was really powerful as that military flyover was taking place, I think that really just shows the power imbalance that we're dealing with right now, where there's one man who can direct his DOJ to do the right thing, and there are 1,000 victims, according to the FBI, who are saying, give us the justice we've never had before. Never had justice. I mean, Yeah.
Tara, I'm not asking you to give up anyone's confidence, but I know that you do speak to some of the survivors often, and I'm wondering what their reaction is, if there's anything you can share about that.
They just feel like it keeps getting worse and worse in terms of like the connections between Epstein and Trump, and also just the number of people who continued to spend time with him after he was a convicted, sex offender, and the number of people that continue to message him like he was not a social pariah. I think it upsets them because, at least what I, have from my interactions with them since this has broken, it just shows that the crimes that were committed against them were not really taken seriously by a group of elites, and that's upsetting. You would expect that if someone committed a crime like that, that they would become a social pariah, but he's being invited to Thanksgiving with Glenn and Eva Dubin, a very powerful hedge funder in Palm Beach, and talking about maybe seeing Trump or, president of the United States at the time. He's giving advice at the highest levels about Trump, actually trying to tell Putin how to play him. What is going on with that? He was a networker and an operator. It didn't slow him down. His conviction, it didn't slow him down at all.
Mhm.
In some ways, he was even more powerful. I guess people were like, wow, this guy can get away with anything, literally.
Yeah, and look, there's a reason that there are cliches for a reason, right? And usually there's some truth to it. Birds of a feather, right? Flock together.
Yeah.
That's a cliche, but it quite often is true. But my other question is: so you've been doing tons of reporting on this on your newsletter and on your YouTube program. What is it? What are you hearing today? Because yesterday we talked about this panic, the moral panic, the strong arming of the Republicans to try to get them to come over to the other side. What are you hearing today?
Well, I just am hearing from Republicans, they're going on TV and they're saying they're going to vote to release the files. So clearly, Speaker Johnson thought, I'll move up the vote. I won't push this off until December because that's just more time for them to break off and for him to whip his conference and keep them in line. And the longer they wait for this vote, the more likely that there'll be a lot of defections. I just don't know how you can be a defection. I don't know how you do it at this point. If there are a handful of Republicans that decide that they are going to vote to release the file so far, Greg Stube has said it on TV. He's a congressman from Florida. He's a Republican. You've got Don Bacon. Tim Burchett said it, I think, yesterday. They were vote on it. So I would assume that meant that he wanted to vote on the to release the files. You're getting into like 10 members, more than that. It gives them cover, gives the rest of them cover. And I don't think they want to go back to their constituents and say, yeah, I was one of the ones that voted against it. And what is Trump going to do? Bully all of them? It also shows that he's losing his grip on the conference. And I wonder if he was in a stronger political position. Like, they didn't have such a shellacking a few weeks ago. And if they weren't suffering under the inflation, and if they weren't suffering with cost of living, or the unpopularity with these ICE raids, I don't know, I could keep going. I wonder if he would have more control over his conference.
Yeah. I'm also wondering too if they're getting wind of what's in these things, or maybe they knew, somebody told them something and they were like, I can no longer afford to defend this just for myself, Tara.
I just think people know. They just see the emails and they're like, oh, every day this gets worse and worse. And yeah.
Tara Palmieri, friend of the show, veteran journalist, the author of The Red Letter on Substack. You got to read it if you want anything. And the host of the Tara Palmieri Show right here on YouTube. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Okay, Tara?
Thank you, John.
Appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So, wow, she's great. Let me say this. So let me talk to you now, because this has really been kind of bothering me all day, because I'm like, how do I talk about this? Every time I see someone on television, every 2 seconds, they're like, the president has not been, accused or implied. There's no evidence that he did anything. And it's like, I do have to keep saying that. Like, what are they afraid of? And why do you have to keep saying that? And if there was, okay, maybe not, maybe he hasn't been, found guilty of anything. But when people act suspicious, like you surely are acting suspicious. You know what I'm talking about. All nervous and jittery and sweaty and coming up with excuses. And don't act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. So, you have to say these things. The views and opinions of the folks who are on this program are not reflective of Don Lemon or the Don Lemon Show or the Lemon Media Network. Like, you have to say those things because we are in times where where this administration is very litigious and they'll try anything. And look, the government doesn't run out of money. So Donald Trump is using your taxpayer money to sue his political enemies, retribution. We're going to talk about, I don't know if you guys heard, Eric Swalwell has now been, they've asked for a formal indictment of him for mortgage fraud. I mean, it's crazy what's happening right now. So then what is he afraid of? That's the thing I think people should be asking instead of making excuses and saying, well, he didn't do, but we don't know. So I spent all afternoon watching these Republicans fall apart on camera. They're watching them like sprint away from reporters, watching them like tremble at the possibility that the American people might learn the truth about the man that they have protected for almost a decade. And I want to be very clear about this tonight, because too many people, I believe, in my business, this is my belief, tiptoe around it. Tiptoe around it. Someone says Swalwell clapped back at Trump hard. If we have Swalwell's response, please find it, guys. That they tiptoe around it. The panic you are seeing, it's not really about the party. It's not really about documents. It's not about national security. It's not about procedure. It's not any of that. They are not protecting Congress, which they should be. They are not protecting the country, which obviously they should be. They are protecting one man. And that one man they are protecting is none other than Donald Trump. Everything else is noise. This is about him. Because once you strip away the excuses, all you're left with is a question that millions of Americans are now asking out loud, okay? Now you know what you're asking out loud. Is Donald Trump a predator? Is Donald Trump a person who may have done something with a young person, an underage person, something untoward? That's the question that people are asking right now. They're using stronger words than predator that start with a P. That's what they're asking. And we'll let Megyn Kelly in a moment explain to you who is a pedophile and who's not. That's the word, okay? So that's what people are asking. Is Donald Trump a pervert? Is this why these files cannot see sunlight? Is that why grown men in Congress are hyperventilating at the idea of transparency? Is that why the White House is begging Republicans not to vote for the release? Is that why we're seeing the most powerful people in the country behave like cornered animals? People don't fight this hard for nothing. You don't reorganize your entire party to protect someone who has nothing to hide. Come on, can we just be practical and serious-minded about this? You don't lose your mind over documents that would prove your innocence. If I had something that was going to exonerate me, or what do the legal folks say, which were exculpatory, if I had something that just exonerated me or painted me in a good light or that got me out of the crosshairs, I mean, I wouldn't have any problem releasing it, wouldn't you? Would you have any problem releasing it? Especially if someone is accused or someone is being questioned about the things that I just mentioned, whether or not you're a pervert, a predator, a pedophile. You only behave like that when the truth is dangerous and deadly. So we don't know. We don't know. And no, we don't know, and has not been accused. Well, he has been. I won't say that. We don't know. There is no evidence so far, concrete evidence. But I don't know. I'm not a legal person. What about the circumstantial evidence from the emails? Like, I don't know how that would play out. But those are the questions that people are asking. And I see too many of my colleagues just sort of beating around the bush, and they're too afraid. But that's what the American people want to know. That is what all of this hemming and hawing and beating around the bush and look over here, look over there, is leading people to think. Look at how they are moving. The president is calling, people into private rooms. Caroline Levitt said, I'm not going to speak about something that happened in the Situation Room. In the Situation Room? What are you talking about in the Situation Room? Because, well, this is a situation, but is this of national security importance? I don't know. Is this why they're telling people not to sign discharge positions? Begging them to shield Donald Trump, shield him from his own record? That doesn't sound too confident to me, and that does not sound like leadership to me. That sounds like fear. It sounds like panic. Candace0204 in the comments says, let's be honest, he is a convicted felon. That is true. He is. This is a man who knows that if those files become public, the story will not be about Epstein anymore. Can you imagine? It won't. It's true. It's not going to be about Epstein anymore. There's no more to tell about Epstein. He's no longer with us. Who's it going to be about? I'll give you a second. The whole story will be about him. And let me tell you another thing. I want you to notice something, because it really does matter. Even the loyalists are nervous. Get me the Megyn thing, Andy. Megyn Kelly, a woman who has defended Trump more times than she will ever admit. This isn't about the explanation of what is a pedophile and what's not. But has defended him more times than people admit. This is what she said. She said the emails look bad. Play it.
Documents have been subpoenaed by the House Oversight Committee, and this is basically kind of a middle finger to Trump and Pam Bondi, who didn't want anything more released, but there was enough Republican and Democrat pushback that they did issue subpoenas on the Epstein estate and on the DOJ as well. But most of the documents that we're talking about today have come from the Epstein estate, some 33,000 of them. And the Democrats are now salivating over the latest releases. And I'll read what they say, but my overall take on this, Batya, is why didn't Trump just release these? Just release them. Just release them, right? Like, now he's in the position of being singled out as the only one, allegedly, as opposed to one of a slew of names. The Democrats, of course, are going to make a ton of hay over it. And I don't know that there's any there whatsoever, but I concede that they sound bad. They don't sound good. If I were a Democrat, I could easily make some hay with these, which they will.
Yeah. Megyn, yeah. I admit that they don't sound good. They don't sound good. So what do you say? Why don't you say it's bad? Why don't you say it's awful? It's not like the Democrats are going to make some hay of it. It is what it is. It's bad. It is bad. And then this is some weird shit that I'm going to play for you right now, okay? This is really bizarre shit. Because I felt like she was trying to soften it. Somewhere in this conversation, she tried to talk around it. She even wondered out loud. She wandered into this bizarre argument about whether Epstein was or was not a pedophile. Let's see if you can make sense of this. Here it is.
As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls. And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts. That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby. And that is what I believed, and that was what I reliably was told for many years. And it wasn't until we heard from Pam Bondi that they had tens of thousands of videos of alleged, forgive me, they used to call it kiddie porn, now they call it child sexual abuse material, on his computer, that for the first time I thought, oh no, he was an actual pedophile. I mean, only a pedophile gets off on young children abuse videos. She's never clarified it. I don't know whether it's true. I have to be honest. I don't really trust Pam Bondi's word on the Epstein matters anymore. Yeah, so I don't know what's true about him, but we have yet to see anybody come forward and say, I was I was under 10. I was under 14 when I first came within his purview. Look, you can say that's a distinction without a difference.
No, it's not.
I think there is a difference. Yeah. There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. Yeah. You know, it's just whatever.
I want to choose my words very wisely here. What the fuck, man? Was that a story? Was she clout chasing there? Was it sort of a humble brag that I know someone? Like, what was the whole point of that? What was the point of it? I don't understand the point of it. Because you said, now look, this may surprise you. I think I understand what she was trying to do there, but she didn't do it. So I want to be fair, but she didn't do it clearly. I think that she was inartful, to say the least. But what the fuck, Megan? I think she was trying to explain the difference between pedophilia and hebephilia and all of that stuff. But what is it? It's awful. Any underage person from whatever age to whatever age that they become a consenting adult is awful. So I could, if she said, let me explain to you the different types of philia. There's a hebephilia and there's a pedophilia, and one is for younger people and one is for this and one is for that, or whatever. I don't, but what the hell? What the hell? I'm going to show you something in just a moment of this is perhaps this person can explain better than I can what I feel about this whole conversation that Megyn Kelly has with this woman who is like, oh, no, yeah, right. It's like nodding and agreeing with her. And remember, these are supposed to be the people who are like, oh my God, I protect women and, and it's, everybody's a misogynist. And I don't know a man doing that, saying that shit about women. I mean, you don't have to be a man to be a misogynist. Just saying. So this person probably explains it better than I could. This is how I feel.
Is everyone following that Drake-Kendrick Lamar beef? Oh, man. Poor Drake. It's one thing to be called a pedophile. It's another for people to dance to you getting called a pedophile. It's in a song, Kendrick Lamar called Drake a certified pedophile. And here's the thing. Technically speaking, Drake is not a pedophile. And just hear me out for 1 second. The term pedophile refers to people who are attracted to those that are prepubescent. Then there's something called a hebephile. That's people who are attracted to those in the early stages of puberty, like 11, 12, 13, 14. And then there's something called an ephebophile. And there's people who are attracted to those in the later stages of puberty, like 15, 16, 17, 18. But I think the reason we don't make those distinctions is because it's very hard to explain the difference without sounding like a pedophile. I originally wrote that joke about R. Kelly, now it's about Drake. That's the beauty of pedophile jokes, they're evergreen. Like their victims, they never get old.
So, that's what happens when you try to defend the indefensible. That is what panic does, really. I mean, it makes people say things that they cannot defend, or they're trying like, I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. There was a bizarre moment. It makes them reach for arguments that make no sense. It makes them bend reality so far that they snap their own credibility in half, because the truth is very simple here. Epstein was a predator. He was protected by powerful men. You can call him a pedo, you can call him whatever, any of those things. That's what Jeffrey Epstein was. And that's who Donald Trump's, according to Epstein, his best friend, his buddy, Ace Boone Coon. That's who he was. And whenever predators operate at that level, you always find the same thing. People who knew more than they said. People who helped. People who turned away, turned the blind eye. And that is what? Enabling. People who benefited from the power around them. And then we're going to look at who's panicking right now. First, a word from our sponsors. Support for today's show comes from Lean. Now, look, we all have tried those quick fix diets. We all have lost weight, gained it back, lost a little, gained more. I did not even know there was a name for it. Well, doctors call it weight cycling, and it's actually dangerous. It puts real stress on your heart, your liver, all of it. That's why I was impressed when I learned about Lean. This is not a shot. It's not one of those GLP injectables. Lean is an oral supplement made by doctors, and it's designed to help you keep the weight off in a healthy way. It works in 3 ways. It helps maintain healthy blood sugar. It helps control appetite and cravings. And it helps burn fat by converting it into energy. So when you burn fat, you're more likely to keep the weight off and stop that up and down cycle. So if you want to lose weight at a healthy pace and actually keep it off, give Lean a try. Go to takelean.com and use my code LEMON for 20% off. That's LEMON at takelean.com. Today's show is sponsored by Cozy Earth. You know that one quiet moment during the holidays when the house finally settles down, the tree lights are glowing, the music is soft, the dogs are curled up at your feet? That's my favorite part of the season. And it always reminds me how much I love good, comfortable sheets and blankets. I've given Cozy Earth as a gift before. I got a set for my mom. She is picky about everything that touches her skin. And she called me a week later and said, hey, Don, these sheets feel like something that someone ironed them with a cloud. Well, they are made of viscose from bamboo. They help regulate your temperature, and they keep you cool all night long. They give you a 100-night sleep trial. Okay, so if you don't love them, send them back. They give you a 10-year warranty too. And for the holidays, Black Friday came early. You can stack my code DON on top of their site-wide sale for up to 40% off. Go to CozyEarth.com and use the code DON. And if you get the survey afterwards, well, mention you heard about Cozy Earth right here on the Don Lemon Show. Wrap the people you love in something that actually feels luxurious. Thank you to our sponsors. Appreciate it. Okay, so look, I said we're going to take a look at who is panicking. But I'm gonna let you guys want to hear from Jasmine Crockett. Let's hear from Jasmine Crockett, and then I'm going to explain to you who is panicking, because Jasmine Crockett has the right. They got the right one, baby. You got the right one, baby. Remember that commercial? Jasmine Crockett. Here she is explaining some things.
sure that the Department of Justice didn't have this information? And if they didn't have this information, do we know whether or not they actually deleted this information? Do we know that there was a thorough investigation? Do we know whether or not the investigation had concluded? These are all questions that we need answers to, but we can't get them when you're not cooperating. So we don't know what the DOJ has, nor what it is that the DOJ potentially was trying to do. Considering that the president right now is trying to obstruct on some very basics of let's just get a subpoena that says release all the information, I wouldn't be surprised, just like he obstructed the prosecution of one of his henchmen who took $50,000 in taxpayer dollars from undercover officers. I wouldn't be surprised if he sent a message and said, stop investigating. We're done with this. Epstein's dead. I don't want to hear anything else about it.
Do you have any evidence of that claim?
I have no idea. No, that's the whole point. I have no information. And that's why we need these files to be released, because we are looking for transparency, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent. Listen, if people decide that they want to continue to support a person who may be a pedophile himself, or a person who obviously is covering for pedophiles, that's on them. But they should know at least the devil that they have decided to pick.
That's one of those moments when people, I'm sure, who are just listening are like, wait, what, why is he? That's one of those moments where you're sitting back in a meeting, or one of your friends is telling you something, somebody across the room is sacking somebody out, or you in church. And then this is what happens. When they finish, you go, well, damn. Do you have any evidence? No, that's the whole point. So when you look at who is panicking right now, when you look at who is desperate to block the release of these files, when you look at who is begging for secrecy, you do not see a party trying to protect institutions. They're not trying to protect the Justice Department and the Department of Education. They're not trying to protect, they're tearing down institutions. And now you see why. You see a party trying to protect. This is why Donald Trump is trying to tear down the Justice Department or bend the Justice Department towards his will. This is why he's doing it. You see a party trying to protect Donald Trump from what the public might learn about him. You see the fear in their voices, the shaking hands, the clipped sentences, the sudden loss of swagger. You see men who have built their entire careers on arrogance now choking on their own dread. And you know who has a few words for them? The man who is co-sponsoring this petition or discharge to have the files released. And that's Thomas Massie. And he has a word for his fellow Republicans.
But I would remind my colleagues that this vote is going to be on your record for longer than Trump is going to be president. And what are you going to do in 2028 and 2030 when you're in a debate, either with a Republican or a Democrat, and they say, how can we trust you? You covered up for a pedophile back in, 2025.
Again. Now run and tell that. So while this story explodes across the front pages, we have another scandal that is rising right behind it. That's why I tell you, karma is a bitch. What's done in darkness will come to light. Every time, I know that these are cliches, but there's a truth. There's some truth behind every single cliche. This is Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz is a former member of Congress. You know that Matt Gaetz. And I know some things about Matt Gaetz and some of his conquests. But for now, till there's like a tell-all. Not current, but former. Once again in the headlines for alleged inappropriate sexual behavior. Once again at the center of stories about young women. Once again surrounded by silence from the people who pretend to be the guardians of morality. Remember, family values. So you put those two things side by side, right? The Trump panic The Gates headline, the silence, the excuses, the cover-ups, the sudden amnesia. And you tell me, what is the conclusion that people are supposed to reach here? What conclusions are people supposed to draw here? I mean, people are wondering if the GOP is filled with people who protect predators and other P words, because the evidence keeps pointing in that direction. And the more they hide, the more the public asks, why? And yes, I said that right. Asks why. And the more people ask why, the more this looks like a party that cannot separate itself from men who should never have been allowed anywhere near power in the first fucking place. Then you add the latest move from this White House. Eric Swalwell now, that I will tell you about. Referred for indictment, not because he committed a crime. That's what they're alleging, but we know, right? But because he challenged Trump, because he asked questions, because he refused to bow, because this administration uses the justice system, that's what I told you, they're trying to bend it in his favor, as a weapon against anyone who threatens the man at the top. This is what Eric Swalwell put out moments. Is that Eric Swalwell, or is that a Fox News report on Eric Swalwell? You can play the report if you.
Yeah, I have the report.
Yeah, play it.
This breaking just moments ago. Fox can now confirm that California Democrat Congressman Eric Swalwell has been criminally referred to the Department of Justice, accused of mortgage fraud. Senior White House correspondent Peter Ducey reporting live on this breaking news on Eric Swalwell from the North Lawn. Hey, Peter.
Martha, as I was walking up here to do a hit on a different topic, I got a call from an administration official filling us in that Eric Swalwell, the Democratic California congressman, has indeed been referred to the Justice Department by Bill Pulte, who is the head of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac right now, because he is accused of making false or misleading statements on a mortgage application. We believe that this pertains to a $1.2 million house that Swalwell has in the Washington, D.C. area. Swalwell has already responded. Part of his very long statement says, as the most vocal critic of Donald Trump over the last decade, and as the only person who still has a surviving lawsuit against him, the only thing I am surprised about is that it took him this long to come after me. Like James Comey and John Bolton, Adam Schiff and Lisa Cook, Letitia James, and the dozens more to come, I refuse to live in fear in what was once the freest country in the world. Now, Swalwell has not been charged with anything. This is a criminal referral. Basically, a government agency thinks that they spotted something that is possibly illegal on mortgage documents from Swalwell. The Justice Department will now review these documents to see if a prosecutor believes that charges are worthy in this case, and then we would go from there in the judicial process. Martha.
Okay, so this is the thing, y'all. As you said, the point is to have that headline right now that just came over on Fox News. That's the point. Eric Swalwell. No one is like, and then no analysis, unless they did it afterwards. Okay, Fox News. But I didn't see any analysis saying, okay, let's talk about this. There's no nothing here. Like, they just didn't even talk about it. So it leads people to believe that Eric Swalwell is guilty. So this is Eric Swalwell's statement. You saw part of it there. On target and political opponent statement by Representative Eric Swalwell. Eric Swalwell says, U.S. Representative Eric Swalwell issued the following statement: as the most vocal critic of Donald Trump over the last decade and the only person who still has a surviving lawsuit against him, the only thing I am surprised about is that it took him this long to come after me. Like James Comey, John Bolton, Adam Schiff, Lisa Cook, Letitia James, and dozens more to come, I refuse to live in fear in what was once the freest country in the world. Of course, I will not end my lawsuit against him, and I will not stop speaking out against the president and speaking up for Californians. As Mark Twain said, patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it. Mr. President, do better, be better. Eric Swalwell. This is the same pattern every single time. You heard it there. Letitia James, Fani Willis, Remember the officials in Georgia, the election officials, Michigan officials, now Eric Swalwell. The administration cannot fix the truth, so they punish the truth tellers. So this is what it looks like when a government is collapsing from the inside. The leaders are lashing out, the lawmakers hiding, loyalists are breaking ranks. President trying to keep his name out of the files. The public has every single right to see. A party performing Olympic level acrobatics just to keep him safe. A country watching in disbelief as powerful men reveal exactly who they are. So I need to say something that might make people a little uncomfortable if I haven't made you uncomfortable already when I asked if, people are wondering if the president is or isn't this. When you zoom all the way out from this, when you pull all the way out from this, when you take a breath and you look at this moment really clearly, what you see is it's a house of cards kind of collapsing thing. It's a movement built on secrets, a political movement built on secrets. It's a political movement built on denial. It's a movement built on shielding one man's behavior at all costs, a movement that always seems to find itself protecting men accused of the worst things imaginable. And now, this spotlight has turned back on Donald Trump. And the question the country is asking is not complicated at all. It's not partisan. It's not ideological. People want to know who Donald Trump was in that world. They want to know what he did. They want to know what he knew. They want to know what was in those emails. They want to know what he's so afraid of. They want to know why the Republican Party is risking their careers and their credibility to protect him. They want to know why a president would rather collapse the government than release a set of files. I've covered politics for a very long time, and I've seen panic, I've seen corruption, I've seen fear, but I've not seen anything quite like this. This is not normal political fear. This is existential fear. A fear of a man or men who know that they may not survive the truth. The walls are shaking, stories multiplying, and every hour brings a new headline about someone running, hiding, dodging, lashing out, trying to punish, trying to delay, trying to distract. They can run. They can hide for a bit. They can block votes. They can threaten reporters. They can indict their rivals. They can drag their feet. They can scream about conspiracies. They can cling to the last scraps of power, but the truth does not care about their fear. And sooner or later, the truth arrives. And the truth, it does not knock politely. It's louder and more frightening and more boisterous than these ICE agents, thugs who are knocking on your door. It blows the damn doors off the hinges. And the question for this country is very simple. When that door comes off, what are we going to learn about the man they have been protecting all this time? What will we learn about Donald Trump? What will we learn about the people who tied their fortunes to him? What will we learn about the party that sold its soul to shield him? And will this country finally be ready to look the truth in the face? Because the truth is coming. And these men know it. And you know who else knows it? The Lemon Legends. And the Lemon Legends are here today, and I can't wait to hear what they have to say about this. We're going to get a word in from the sponsors, and we're going to unleash the legends in 2 minutes. This episode of the Don Lemon Show is brought to you by Graza. Now, you already know how much I love this olive oil. I cook with it every single week, and I give it as gifts because nobody is mad at fresh olive oil. Nobody. It's much better than socks. What I love about Graza is that it's always fresh. They pick the olives, they press them, and they bottle them in the same season. You can literally see the harvest date right on the bottle. And their holiday gift set Well, that will make it easy for you. They have the dinner party pack with a bottle of wine, cooking oil, finishing oil, a corkscrew, and even olive oil potato chips. So it is like sending someone a whole evening in a box. I also love their duo gift set. You get a sizzle for cooking, a drizzle for finishing, and now they come in glass too. So if you like the look on your counter, you can use those. So I use both in my own kitchen, and it makes everything taste brighter and fresher. Go to graza.co/Don and use the code Don for 10% off of your first order. Get that dinner party pack. Trust me, people love it. Today's show is sponsored by Ollie. Well, you know me. You know I love my dogs. Boomer, Barkley, Gus. They run the house. And when you love your pets like family, you want them eating real food, not mystery pellets that sit on a shelf for a year. That's why I switched them to Ollie. Ollie sends fresh human-grade meals made with real ingredients, right? I am talking turkey, beef, chicken, veggies, all slow cooked so the nutrients stay in. And my dogs absolutely love it. Barkley is the picky one. He will sniff something for 10 minutes before he even considers eating it. Ollie is the one thing he never hesitates to eat. Tail wagging, bowl cleaning. So take their quick 30-second quiz, and Ollie builds a custom meal plan for your dog based on age, breed, weight, all of it. And they even have an app where you can talk to real experts if you want help with your dog's health. So go to ollie.com/lemon, use the code lemon to get 60% off of your first box. And if you're not happy, they have a happiness guarantee on that first box. That's ollie.com/lemon. The code is lemon, ollie.com/lemon. The code is lemon. Your dog will thank you. And we thank all of our sponsors. Thank all of our sponsors. And when I said that, you guys could hear the heater kicking in there, that click, click, click of the radiator. By the way, I'm wrong. It's not Barkley. Barkley is the hungriest one. I screwed that up. The pickiest one is Boomer. Okay, Legends of the Ascendant, not the Fall, of the Ascendant. Hello. I love it. This is like Hollywood Squares, but with many more squares. And I know you guys have something. Okay, but I just want to say the views and opinions of the people on this program are not reflective of the host of the show, the Don Lemon Show, the Don Lemon, nor Lemon Media Network. But anyways, who wants to weigh in first? Raise your hands because I know you guys want to talk about it. I mean, who is that in the bottom right? Let me see if I can see who that is. And I look now. Oh, hey, it's Katie. Hi, Katie. Go ahead. Good evening.
Hey, Don. I've also got my lemon merch on.
Yeah.
So
I think this is the first time I've worn this. My turn the TV off one.
nice. So I think my biggest question is like it sounds like MAGA is finally falling apart and like all this stuff is finally coming out, which is great. But I don't have a lot of faith in the people in like DC. I'm sorry. So it's like, is anything going to happen to any of these people? I'm not going to believe anything until some actual action is happening. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think, Katie, you're right. I don't know if anything's going to happen right away, but you know how things take gradual and then all at once it happens. I do believe that that's what's going to happen here. By the way, are you on the stage? It looks like you have a whole stage and
I have I'm directing Rent, and I start at 6, so I'm at the theater now.
Got it. Okay, so I don't think it's going to happen because Donald Trump has, he can give anyone. Pardon anybody, that kind of thing. As long as it's not a state crime, then he can pretty much do anything. But unless somebody is following illegal orders, then he can't pardon them. So there are exceptions to it. But I do believe that you're going to see something come from this. I think this is just me. I've been doing this a long time. And I said the only time I've ever seen them this panic was in the grab him by the pussy thing. Sorry, I hope that doesn't offend anybody.
I think too, it's like, I always ask myself whenever these like all this stuff comes out about him, it's like, what is going to be MAGA's breaking point? And I kept thinking it was going to come and it was going to come. And it's like, maybe is it now finally going to happen? So we'll see.
Yeah. Who else is there? Who's got a question? Who wants to talk right now? Jen. Jen has her hand up. Jen, are you there?
Oh, me?
No?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Jen. What's your question?
Okay, so here's the thing. They say that if you tell the truth, then you don't got to, or if you tell the truth, you don't got to remember things. So the problem is that the timeline is not going to set up. So I wrote some stuff down. So Virginia Giuffre, she worked for at Mar-a-Lago in 2000. She worked there from 2000 to 2003. If that email says that Trump was in the house with her, talking to her for hours, that was before he said in New York Magazine in 2022 that he was a terrific guy. And also, he didn't kick him out of Mar-a-Lago until 2007. So even though Caroline wants to say that, oh, he knew he was a pedophile and that's why he threw him out. Okay, well, then he knew he was a pedophile when he was hanging out with him then. So that's what I have to say about that.
Go on, Sherlock Holmes.
Receipts.
During your investigation, Kev, what do you say?
I have a word for Megan Kelly. She pissed me off in that video that you showed.
Oh.
That lady is a vile, thirsty, trash box human being. And there's women and people like that make it hard for victims to be believed and even for victims to come out. She should be ashamed of herself. I don't understand why y'all riding so hard for Trump when the black and white evidence is clear as day. It's clear as day. He has shown you exactly who he is from the start. And yes, the evidence is trickling out a little bit at a time, but why are they trying so hard not to believe it? When it's sitting there in your face, it makes no sense. If it was anybody else, they would be under the jail. They would be impeached by now. What is so special about the orange man? I don't understand. Does he have something on them? Do they all have something on each other? Is that what this is?
I said that all along.
The math
that?
ain't
Who said
math.
they
Make
said
it
that
make
all along?
sense.
That's me, Andrea.
Hey, Andrea. Go on, girl.
Hi, Don. Hi. I said that in the very beginning that all of them are involved. It's women involved, it's men involved, and they're Democrats, Republicans, and independents, and they're banks, and they're big billionaires. It's a whole bunch of nasty people out there. So
It's deep.
he can't, that's why it's not, he's hiding for several people. This country, it's going to happen. Something's going to happen to this country when the truth really comes out.
You think it's that bad,
It's
Andrea?
international.
Say it
It's
again.
international.
Don.
It is Kevin's saying it's international. You think it's that big?
Yes, look at the Prince. Look at Prince Andrew. They want to persecute him now. This is so big that it would blow our mind if we knew the truth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're just watching. We're just, because he's gonna lie. The truth is not. I would be surprised if the truth came out for real.
Yeah. Dr.
It's
Stafford.
gotta come. It's got to happen.
Oh, who's that? Who's that?
Yeah.
Janice? Who said that?
Yeah, the truth has to come out. The truth always seeks the light, and he can't keep burying it forever. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of women. There are journalists around the world that are investigating it. It's not just America. It is international. Because Jeffrey Epstein had houses all over the world, and he flew with Donald Trump and others around the world. So it's not just America. It's going to come out. Somebody somewhere is going to speak the truth. Everybody is not afraid of Trump. He can't reach everybody around the world. I just don't see that happening. It's got to come out.
He reached them to come to the place.
Yeah, he brought them, but that doesn't mean that everybody's going to be worried about him going after them. I think that,
I believe what you're saying too, Jen, is that the truth will always come out. The truth always come out in the dark. The dark always come to light, but it's gonna it's gonna drip out, and by the time it finishes dripping out, will we even care?
Don, I got a quick question. Can I ask you a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
So was it debunked that Virginia's name was the person that was redacted?
Well, because we don't have the files, we don't know. But according to on the show this morning, at a source that said that they believe, according to the sources, that the administration was lying about that, and that it's not
Right.
Virginia
Mhm.
Giuffre that they were mentioned. And
Right.
Jen said, the timeline doesn't really match up on that. So
Right.
that's what I'm hearing from a source. Yeah. But I want you guys to jump. I want you guys to jump in. Let's have a conversation because I love talking to you. So, legends, just be respectful and jump in. I know that Dr. Felicia is on there. Dr. Lisa wants to speak, and Sandra has her hand up as well as Maureen. So, guys, just jump in. What do you have to say?
I just have two things to say. First of all, I have hope. I think it's going to come out, not tomorrow, not next week, but I think even the sign you're not hearing from him is indication that he's getting really concerned. Also, I'm very upset about them attacking Swalwell. He's a great representative of California, as we all know. And I know he'll prevail. He's strong and he'll stand up. And it's ludicrous the way this presidency continues to attack people who are telling the truth. It's scary.
Is he your
as
representative,
an
Maureen?
American. Yeah, well, not in my district. I'm in San Mateo County, but he is in the East Bay, and he's very well thought of in California. He's one of the best representatives I have seen come through in California. And we have a lot of good people. We have Newsom. We will prevail. I am convinced. I've got to have that hope.
Yeah.
These women, they need to be protected, but they need to be taken care of, and I want them to have their say, which were little girls.
Yeah.
Yes, little girls. Yeah.
That's how I feel. I feel like that's sick. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and I did for most of my career. I did pediatrics. Pediatrics go to age 21. When you tell me a 15-year-old isn't a child, there's something sick about you, in my opinion. You know, all of them are sick. And the thing that bothers me the very most about this whole thing is that if a man gets on public radio and TV and talks about the sexuality of his own daughter, what does he care about somebody else's child?
Yeah, that's
so I mean, at the end of the day, this man is a nuisance. He is vile. I think I heard Jennifer on I Had It say he is a vile creature. Yes, and we need to get him out. But one of the things I'm gonna end with this, to me, and a lot of people might get mad at me for saying this, the last few years of what's been going on, I'm old enough to remember that every time a Democrat, a Republican won, they would mess up our economy. They would mess up everything. Democrats would come in and fix it. You can name the presidents who came in and fixed it. Clinton ended with a surplus. We put his back in. And I'm so tired. I have almost lost hope. If we get back in power, done, they need to rewrite the Constitution, because this is what's going to say to me. It don't seem like it's worth the paper it's written on. It's not protecting the rights. You can scream the Constitution, but they keep getting away with everything. So yeah, I'm angry. I'm hopeless in some ways, but I just don't see these people paying for their crimes. I just don't see them doing it.
Thank you. Go ahead. Who's there? Dr. Felicia?
Hey everyone, good evening.
Hi, what does your t-shirt say? What does your sweatshirt? Black Latina.
It says,
doctors
Black
are dope.
Latina doctors are dope.
They are.
Yeah, period. But I'm a psychologist, so I'm not a medical. I'm a psychologist, and I'm not like Dr. Lisa. So I deal in an organizational perspective. So I deal with a macro, I deal with big groups. And like, what's his name? Dave Chappelle said, man, anxiety is a hell of a damn drug. He is having a panic attack. And we have a panic attack, you will go to any means necessary. Anything. You'll throw anybody Any situation, you do not care. And the sad part is, Lemon Legends, is that I do not, and I want to be optimistic, I want to be positive, but I got to be realistic. This cult, we're talking about a cult, is so drinking the juice to where reality is gone. It's not even about, the immigration piece, that's all they got, right? If you ever talk to them, they're like, immigration. What can we do? We can probe, ask questions like Jasmine Crockett does, and it frightens them because they're like, oh wow, she's real. They'll call her dumb, but we know she's intelligent because she probes and probes, and then they like go to their backs against the wall. I'm wondering, how can we break down the cult? I don't know if we have that formula at this point.
But you're the psychologist.
Itself.
You're the psychologist.
I'm telling you, I
The
went to
code's breaking,
Kroger.
right? You
I went to
watching the code
Kroger
break now.
last week and talked to Kroger people in Walmart, and you know they are like minimum wage. And they said, of course I vote for Trump.
Oh boy.
Immigration, they go right to that.
Can I interject for a second?
No, absolutely.
There's a man whose name is Stephen Hassan, and he is his at is cult expert, and he will come on your show and explain what the qualities of being a cult are, and he can talk to you about getting people out of a cult. He's done that before. And there's also another cult expert named Rick Ross. They combined have gotten people out of Nexium. They've gotten people out of other cults too. So what we have to do is be realistic that this group is more like a cult than not, and there have to be deprogramming measures taken to disarm them.
Absolutely. I totally agree. That is really, we're looking at it as come to our side. Their dog throat putting their foot on our necks. But we're sitting here like, come to us. We'll give you free health care.
Well, that's why
that is not working.
That's why I think they'll drink the Kool-Aid. I think they'll drink the Kool-Aid before they tell the truth.
Hello?
Good riddance.
Oh, I never thought of it like a cult, but you're right.
It is a cult.
I mean,
I'm
but I
telling
think a
y'all,
lot
it
of
is
them
a
lying, to
cult.
be honest. To me, I think a lot of them, it wasn't about the economy. I live in red South Carolina. I'm a blue dot in red South Carolina, and I would tell you that. So the way that I grew up in South Carolina, I live in the city now, but I grew up in rural South Carolina. And in rural South Carolina, when I was growing up, this is in the 80s, late 80s, I'm going to say like late 80s to late 80s. We had no others in our rural area. You were the black, you were the white. There was no segregation. You went to school with everybody. Y'all were friends. I remember the times I was growing up, we listened to the same music. We were like a football town, like Friday Night Lights. I didn't experience, honestly, I didn't experience a lot of racism growing up. I really didn't, because we were all like not middle, working class and poor people. Now, ever since this administration has come in, half of the friends in my repertoire were white people. I'm talking about grew up from babies, okay? Don't talk to you. Don't speak to you. When you come home, can't hold a conversation with you. You talk about people you spent a night with, people you hung out with, went to church with. So it is different when you grew up in rural South Carolina. It's a little bit different. And to see the division when I go home to visit now, it's sad. And so a lot of them, I don't think it was about the economy. I think that racism did exist. It was just covert instead of overt. It was covered. And when Donald Trump came along, that gave a lot of them the opportunity to say, and they said it out loud, the quiet part out loud. He just says what all of us are thinking.
The truth,
Yeah, quiet part ain't quiet no more. So I believe that there's a large sum of them, but not caught in a cult. They go with what gives them power. They go with what makes them feel important.
Yeah. What is the sign on your wall? Real quick, guys, what's the sign on your wall saying?
So I have an academy called the Back Academy, and all my main course, the reason it's called the Back Academy, all my courses start with BAC. My main course is Boss Ass Chicks. It teaches females entrepreneurs how to start their own businesses, and then I have for males Boss Ass Champs. You a chump or a champ? Can a girl teach you something?
All right now.
And then I'm also a best-selling fantasy author, and so I wrote a course called the Book Author Challenge.
Beautiful. Thank you. I had to. I'm glad you got the shout out. Who has not
I
spoken
want to be
yet?
a best-selling fantasy author.
Go ahead, Nate.
But I want to
Nate,
know both.
I have written a fantasy novel. It's almost done. It's not quite done, but I am definitely in the works of writing my own fantasy novel. It's dope. Ooh, I love
you
my
have to let us
characters.
know here so that the legends, but we can help you out, and we'll read the galleys and sell some books.
Y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna be like, damn. Ooh,
Come on, Legends book.
So you've been awfully quiet, May. What do you want to say about this whole fiasco?
Man, I've just been enjoying my time and listening because y'all know I love y'all. It's a rainy day, so I'm very relaxed today. I love the rain. I slept good last night. So I'm not really like fired up and angry, but so that's why I just kind of been chilling, hanging out with y'all. But first of all, I want to thank y'all for last week. Y'all kept me in
She
so
got
much
a new
company.
attitude.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you for last week when I was sick. I was sick as a dog, but like I was all cooped up in the house and I felt like I was kept company by Lemon Nation. So I just wanted to thank y'all first and foremost on that. Yeah,
Don't make
y'all
me
really kept me
cry.
company at the house. Yeah, it
So
was
let me tell you
nice.
this, May, everywhere. So
Huh.
I was on, I did the Maury Povich podcast, and everywhere I go, they say, well, how did you build this? You have like this family thing going on. What do you have? And I said, because that's what I built it like. I didn't build it like I'm giving the news program. I was like, I built a community where people can like communicate and talk to each other. And I said many times when we're on and we do our private streams or we do the Legend Show, it's like group therapy. And I just let it go on because I think it's what's needed. When it turns out, if you help the people, you give the people what they want, then they will be supportive, and then we can build a family together. So thank you for saying
And
that.
that's
That
what
really
we
means the
need, and
world.
that's what we're missing, and that's what we were missing back in the last election as well. Like you can tell just by evidence of how people voted and why they voted and what they voted for. It was a lot of selfish and self-interested things going on, and so this is so important. And another thing, Don, like for sure, honestly, I think you showed that type of what you're doing now. You already kind of showed that when you were on CNN during the pandemic is when I first started watching you because there was shit else to do.
Oh, thank
And
you.
yeah.
Not to talk over you, May, but may I second that? I
Yeah.
watched you,
Thank you.
Dad, and yes, Don, you're the best.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah,
Yes, Don, we love you, Don.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
thank you.
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry.
Oh,
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
make you
Lord.
cry.
He
Do
gonna
Thank
love
it.
you
you.
guys.
Do it.
Thank you guys.
But can I get in my points though? I do have some
Yeah.
points. I was
Okay.
over here just
Go for it. You get it in.
conversating.
I can listen. I'm going to take my earpiece out. I'm just going to grab some water, but I can hear you. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Alrighty. So first of all, y'all, I was pissed last week with the whole dummy mission that the Democrats sent us on. Like, bruh, why we spent a whole ass 40 days and 40 nights on some bullshit? I'm exhausted with that. That really just grind my gears. You feel me? Man, that was just annoying. And so I'm so kind of exhausted. That's why I'm not really yelling and shit this time. I'm just like tired of this. I'm not gonna get wound up and sent on another dummy mission. And that's what I fear was gonna happen with this whole Epstein shit. Until I see something tangible, I'm then I'm just gonna have to let shit just play out the way it's gonna play out because this is getting ridiculous. And also there's another thing that I want to slide up in here. How we having California's governor being borrowed by the country? Texas done borrowed our governor
We
because
need him
they
in
they
Texas.
governor can't get it together.
We
And
thank
now
y'all.
he up in Brazil over here being like acting like the president. The country done borrowed our government. It's all good. Y'all can, borrow them, but
Need
we would
money.
like
I
to get
have
them back
Greg Abbott
at some
here.
point.
I
We got
need
hot meals
Newsom
over there.
here. I need him.
Meals ain't shit.
Kev.
We got Colonel Sanders in South
Unless
Carolina.
this is Cam the
Look him
Creator's
up.
words that do not reflect John or the show or the legends. Okay. I had to put that out there. But he ain't no
Y'all are
good,
a
y'all.
mess. Olia,
Where's
why are
my
you so
husband
quiet
with the
today?
whiskey? Who, me?
Because I'm not that excited about this news because did we really not know this about Trump? Did MAGA not know this about him? Did we
They
not
all
know
know.
that this is how he
Give me a
is
break.
when he walked into Miss Teen contest, when he walked into the dressing rooms? Everybody knew this.
Thank
MAGA
you.
knew this, but they are okay with overlooking it. What I am worried about now is that we better all buckle our seatbelts because immense distractions are about to start. Like, I don't know, intense ICE raids, because to distract us from this,
Yes.
a weaponization of opponents, like big weaponizations of opponents, and maybe even a war with Venezuela. Like
Yes.
anything at
Correct.
this time is going to distract. And like MAGA people say, oh, like they're in a cult. This is a cult. No, it's willful ignorance. And when you're in a cult, someone controls you. They know this stuff, but they're willing to overlook it. So the way to change this is not to change MAGA or to change those voters. The way to do it is to get more voters to vote at this point. We got to get people out to vote because you're not going to change the minds of MAGA. That's not going to
Nope.
and it's already happening, all these distractions. Like my thing is immigration. So I do want to put this out there so everyone is, aware of what's, things that are happening in immigration. San Diego, USCIS, is getting a bunch of people who are filing, who are going through the right process, who are going through adjustment of status for, getting married to US citizens. They're going through all the right steps. Well, yesterday there was CBP, there was ICE that was actually picking them up during their interviews. So I heard this from a bunch of colleagues. So I just wanted to make it known. You're going through all the right steps, but ICE at your interviews would walk in and take you into detention centers. They still have a way forward, but this is a waste of our taxpayer funds. This is just complete waste. But is this Epstein thing something new? Is something going to change? I mean, we all knew this. This is nothing new. It's just yeah.
Olia, that's why I said, like, I see people being way too careful. Like, come on, what do you think is like? What do you think he's hiding? What do you think is? I mean, there's got to be something. Either he's hiding something for him, or he's protecting some other person, protecting himself. Like something is going on. By the way, Olia, let me ask you.
They keep trying to downplay it.
Yeah. Is that Biden, Obama, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, or is that? It's not Clinton, is it? You got
It's Obama, Biden, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yes.
And then who's a handsome young man on the shelf below? Who's the handsome young man on the shelf below?
That is, hold on. That's my son. He's gonna be so embarrassed. This is my son, Malachi Katala.
Oh, very handsome.
Yeah, he's gonna be so embarrassed.
Very handsome. Thank you for sharing that with us. Who else is in? Who else?
Can I add something real quick, if you don't mind? Can I just add something?
Yeah, go
real
for it.
quick, and I'll let everybody else talk.
Oh, Dr. Felicia, go ahead.
I think that are we using like this whole situation with Epstein? It's like that's a variable, right? That doesn't minimize what we're really tackling. So let's say we're okay, Epstein thing, we get them on that. Did that actually solve the problem?
Well, I think that, let me just say, and I was going to respond to Olia, whatever. I understand what you're saying. Did we not know? But a lot of the things that we're going through, Olia, even the things that you're dealing with immigration, a lot of it is a distraction from the Epstein files. I do believe that he is really afraid of that. He knows that's the only thing that could possibly end him, because they've held this whole, Epstein thing up as some sort of way to get at the, perverted Democrats. And if there's one thing, they remember the whole Pizzagate thing, and there were children, and Hillary Clinton was running all this. Like his base is obsessed with this stuff. And so if it turns out that he is implicated and he's already any more than, or something really happened, there's no defending this. And so I think that he knows that this is one of the most detrimental things for him. And I think this is where the rubber meets the road on this particular story. I think this is why so many bad things have been happening. This is why the roundups, one reason that this is happening is because it's a distraction and a deflection from Epstein. That's what I
You don't think they're going to just do what Megyn Kelly did and just figure out a way to just like justify this behavior? I mean, there have been focus groups of Trump, and they will put any logical conclusion that they can kind of put together. And can we also let Republicans stop being the moral authority in this country and
They're
trying
not.
to police everybody else's behavior? Because they all want to talk about what's proper, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Also, girl, Megan, I know you watching Megan, girl. You a hot mess. You need to fix
And
that
shit,
one, girl.
and I said it.
I mean, you talking about the same guy all January 6th. Still voted
And
for
tell
it.
your husband to stay away from Don Hudson.
Kev, why are you so messy today, Kev? Okay.
Yes, Kev. I'm
what I
here for it.
said.
Kev for president.
Can we get Natasha in? Natasha?
Yeah, I just want to say, I feel like if it comes out or when it comes out, I think it's a lot worse than what we think it is.
That's right.
Because of the way that he's acting. I think it's way worse than what we probably even could imagine.
Natasha, you heard what I said. You don't hide things that will exonerate. You don't hide something that's going to prove your innocence, right?
Exactly. And I the other week when Michael Wolff was on, he said something that I caught when he said that Trump, Epstein liked young girls, and Trump liked models, and models tend to be young, and Trump had, those pageants. So, and he said something to the effect of like, they, just kind of, they are together a lot, they were together a lot, and just kind of, the way he said it just was kind of like you draw your own conclusion. Mm-hmm. And it just made me think even more like, okay, you know what? I mean, what else? You can't, like they say, birds of a feather, basically.
Oh, we're just talking. Oh.
And one other quick thing I want to say is CBP is coming here to Charlotte, and the ones that were up in Chicago, I live here in Charlotte, so I'm not too thrilled about them coming. So they'll be here this weekend or first part of next week. So it'll be interesting to see how they act when they get here. So.
All right.
Bonita wants to go. Bonita wants to go.
Go ahead, Bonita.
Hi, everybody. Hope you can hear me. Hope you're doing well, Don.
We can hear you. I'm doing great. And we can hear you this week. Did you get some new internet?
Yeah. Well, it's the same internet, but I'm in Panama, so who knows? But anyway, what I was going to say is this. No matter what happens with Trump, being who he is and what he is, even if he is taken out of office or whatever happens, we still have the whole MAGA Republican Party to deal with, because J.D. Vance is going to probably be just as bad or worse than Trump. He's not going to, I don't think he'll change course. That's one. Two, just like May Money, last week was a very hard week for me because seeing what I felt like a cave in by the Democrats yet again on having people go for 43 days or however many days it was, and nothing came from it. I was really very upset, even though most of the time I live in Panama, but I'm still an American citizen. I still have family in the States, and I have family who are on SNAP and on Medicare and Medicaid and all of that. So I feel like, that I'm also, how do you put it, that I know what's going on, and I feel like I'm suffering, even though at this point I'm not. Now, I want to say something about universal health care. I got ill while I was in Panama a few months ago. I had to go to the emergency room. Does anybody want to know how much it cost me? And I didn't have coverage. I'll tell you. $27. $27. Okay.
In Europe, it would have
I
been
hit my
zero.
head and had to have a CT scan. $40. I mean, that's ridiculous. Do you know how much money that would have cost me if I had been in the States?
That's just
We have to do something about healthcare. This for-profit thing is it's killing everybody. And if a small country like Panama can have universal healthcare and charge that little for services, why can't the United States do the same thing?
Well, you know,
We have to stop thinking
money.
that this is what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say.
You know what's crazy, Bonita, just on the healthcare thing? I've never had health insurance. I've never had a job that offered it, or when they do, it's like your whole paycheck every month when I don't go to the hospital like that. So everybody losing their healthcare to me, someone like me is like, oh, well, never had it, you know?
I hope you don't need. Oof.
Yeah, that's true. But if something really bad happened to you, you have to go to hospital.
Well,
then they're
yeah,
just
they
gonna
can
mess
go
your
ahead
credit
and
up.
send me as many bills as they want to.
okay.
Pay my money.
Well, I will say this as a healthcare provider. As a healthcare provider, this is what I would say, because I own my own practice. I'm not an MD, I'm a doctor of nursing practice, but I still own my own practice. And let me say this to y'all. All of us are consumers of healthcare. When the Affordable Care Act passed, I wrote Obama a nasty gram because my family's insurance went to $1,900 a month, more than my mortgage here in South Carolina. So I was angry. But what I was glad about was that, okay, now we have the ACA, let's fix it. And what they didn't do was fix it. And so the Republicans are starting that it can be fixed. But right now, if those $1,900 a month come back, even as a provider, I'm not going to have health insurance because I can't afford it. It's not going to happen.
Sandra,
I agreed.
who's
I have open enrollment and the premiums are up this year. I don't care what anybody say. Premiums are up. I hope I don't need it.
Miss Monique hasn't spoken.
Oh, okay. Where's Monique? Monique or Keisha hasn't spoken, and Dr. Dixie hasn't spoken, and Sandra I think has spoken once. Wendy hasn't spoken. Why are y'all so quiet? Jamie hasn't spoken.
Jesus behind me.
Because Democracy Jesus. Willette hasn't spoken. Nicole, all of you people is Ashley spoken? Y'all big mouths on here. Go ahead, Keisha.
So can I just wanted to say with regard to JD Vance, I don't think that JD Vance has when we talk about cults, Donald Trump is the leader of this cult.
Right.
If he leaves, JD Vance does not have anywhere near the sway that Donald Trump does. That cult falls apart. Some of them are probably going to still be in this land of delusion, but it's going to break the cult. So I would like to see Donald Trump gone ASAP. And if it's the Epstein files coming out that does it, God bless, please. But I honestly don't have the hope that Marlene has. And with regard to the Republicans being the moral authority of this country, I am old enough to remember when Bill Clinton was impeached by the House and the Republicans had it out for him, all because of what they said he lied about what happened with Paula Jones, and they were obsessed with what happened with Monica Lewinsky. But Trump is probably all over the Epstein files. He's shown himself to be a sketchy dude. Like, we all have eyes, we all have ears. This dude is sketchy as fuck. And we're supposed to pretend like he's this moral authority and ignore what is right in our faces. It's ridiculous. And I'm sick of the Republicans acting like gaslighting all of us.
They can't spell moral.
Yeah, and I don't agree with you, Keisha, because cult, they trickle down with generations. It doesn't just stop at the parents. They trickle down that hate and toxicity. It goes down to the kids. So let's just say that, yes, you're right. It'll stop at JD Vance, but the hate has already went to another generation. I don't know if we're like thinking about this Gen X, Gen Z, and all that stuff, where they are actually taking in the brainwashing in the whole situation.
It's like the Mormons, dude.
Yep.
Vance won't be the
Yes,
leader,
May
but a new
Money.
one will rise.
Absolutely. Yes.
Jamie, what say you?
Okay.
Hey y'all, I'm new here. Well, not new to Lemon Nation, but to the legends. My concerns are multifaceted like everyone else's. The distractions are, they're distractions from probably the biggest scandal the world has seen in this type of way, but they're also becoming lethal. I'm disabled and on Medicare, and I've already lost my SNAP. So we can call it whatever we want to call it, distractions, diversions, stupid ass behavior, excuse my English, but they are becoming lethal. So those have to get addressed as well. It's like we got to walk and chew gum because people are going to start dying and have died.
Indeed.
That's all. And I just love this community.
Oh, Jamie, thank you. And we love you too. And we hope that you're okay. What happened with your SNAP?
Here in North Carolina, they put out a small amount and then it got held.
And so, but you are going to get it, right? It's good. They're going to reinstate it, hopefully.
It's going to depend on, I don't know. They're looking at distractions that are literally destroying people. Luckily, there's a great community here. So, it's there's a lot of support. You just have to deal with it.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. We're here.
Hey, y'all. I just want to say, hi, y'all.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Who is it?
Hi.
How
you doing? Listen, I just want to say someone touched it earlier, and the truth of the matter is that if you remember when we got the shock that Hillary Clinton lost and how that flew over, and then the second time when Donald Trump won this second election, a lot of us, I know me personally, I just shut everything off because I had to do a reality check. And what that was is that there are a lot of people around you that are not saying a word, but they are part of this cult as we're talking about. And you need to be watching that because they're walking around you and they're voting and they're doing the opposite of what they portray. And it's really all just hatred. So, all that other stuff. But one thing somebody said earlier that I want to plus on is that even the criminals and the lowest of the lows hate pedophiles. So this is going to blow up trust and believe. Now, the catch is because I think it's international, like you're starting to see it, it's slow. The prince went down, they're coming down, it's coming. It's going to be slow and it's going to be hard, and people are going to get hurt. This is big. This is really, really big. I feel it in my skin. And I want to just comment on the young people also. As a mother of four daughters that are the young age, and I know I've heard this said, and I know she's gonna say, "Dang, Ma, why you say it?" But they feel that we let them down. The young people are not getting involved, and they're not fighting like we need them to fight, like we did, because they feel we let them down. And why? Because we thought we had a lot of people around us supporting, but it was all fake. It was all a fake and it was all a lie. So, like you saw the Democrats that caved in just recently, they're supposed to be part of a caucus. That should not have happened. Because of 8 of them, the whole crew got hit. It's a problem. And this is where we need to get back. Like other people are starting to make movements to get together and put our ideas together. We need to come together, get powerful, because there's a lot of trickery, there's a lot of lying, there's a lot of sneaky. And we got to get strong and we got to fight together. And that's all I have to say.
Ooh, Sandra, you
Amen.
ain't never
Thank you,
lied about
Sandra.
how
The
we
whole
feel.
word.
Our younger people, we definitely feel that way. That is, I've actually been quite frustrated with the elder generation for a while now. And thank you for speaking on that. I really needed to finally hear it from somebody say that,
Well,
because that's
when I
the
first
truth.
met you, Made Money, that's exactly how you made me feel, remember? And I said, what? We did not see him coming. We did not see him coming. If we had a saw this coming, the Democrats that I know would have did something about it. And now that we know, I'm
The
involved, we're trying to
collective.
stay involved now. We're trying to
Yeah,
do
I
our best.
agree with
And,
that.
we
Yeah,
need
it's not
more younger people getting involved as well.
us. It's not
Can we?
us. It's the collective. They feel that the collective failed. Cause my children know I fight. I'm vocal. I'm like, listen, I call them up. Like I try to make a thing of voting. I try to talk about things, everything. But it's the collective. Cause there's a lot of people who don't give a damn. And the truth of the matter is that my kids can't even live where they grew up because of the economy and the situation that we have created. And I have to be part of it, just like the Dems that lost out this fight because of 8. The whole bunch of Dems are getting slapped.
Well,
So,
but I
this is,
still
yeah,
think
that's
that
the
the
same
younger
thing.
ones
Thank
are
you for
going to have
saying
to
that.
get
Yeah.
uncomfortable as well. The younger ones are going to have to get uncomfortable as well and fight with us. Everybody
We've
needs
been
to be.
uncomfortable. We're used
But
to this
you're
shit.
uncomfortable, and I asked you. You need to run for office, but we need
That's
more young
Okay,
people to get
let me
uncomfortable.
interject for a moment, please.
All right, I will, but we need to get
No,
some. Everybody hasn't spoken, but go on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Is that radio on in there? No, it's like.
Who was that? Who was
that
talking?
was me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was talking. Oh,
Go ahead,
okay.
Jen.
What we have not addressed, there's 2 things. One, the media. The media is absolutely at fault for where we are now. They do not ask legitimate questions. They ask these asinine questions that people can float around and never answer. Okay? That's the first thing. We would have never gotten this far with Walter Cronkite and Edward Murrow. They would have exposed all this, and Woodward and Bernstein. They would have exposed all of this long time ago. Second thing is that we have expiated everybody except white people again. Over 90% of Black people voted for these blue candidates. But if you look at candidates like Spanberger and the other woman, you will see 90% of Black people voted, 80% of Asians voted, but where are we still deficient? It's white people. White people are still voting for white supremacy. And that is the problem.
That part.
It's true.
Who was that? Who's saying that? Was there someone else who was responding? No. Go ahead, Monique. Monique hasn't spoken.
I'm exhausted.
You've been trying to get in. She's been trying to get in. She's just tired now.
Yeah, I'm exhausted by it all. I don't believe for a second it's a cult. I believe that it's willful ignorance. I believe that it's hatred. I believe that it's racism, misogyny, all of it, all the things.
100.
I don't want to devolve into a conversation about white versus Black or people of color or anything like that. I just recently came back into the country, and collectively as a nation, we are traumatized. Where I came from, there was peace. As soon as I landed in the United States, everything was heavy again. People were walking around with scowls on their faces, and I'm talking about white, black, Asian, orange, green, purple, you name it. Even the pets look unhappier here in the United States. So collectively, as a nation, watching everything fall apart, watching these people that are in power, and I'm talking about the Republicans, the Democrats, all of them. No one's coming to save us. So we collectively, as a nation, have to figure out what it is that we're going to do. If we have free and fair elections in 2026, and the Democrats take over, that is when the real business of righting this ship starts to happen. Until then, I don't think anything is going to happen. I don't think that anything is going to break down to the point or dissolve to the point where we're going to be able to do anything about what's going on right now. I just don't think that there's collective spine anywhere in Washington, D.C. And I'm talking Dems and Republicans. So I don't mean to sound hopeless, because I'm not. I love my country.
Frustrated. You're frustrated.
I'm frustrated. I love my country. I will fight for it. I will speak out. I will be loud and proud. But the analyzing, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over it. It is what it is.
Well, Monique, thank you. Who else hasn't spoken?
Me.
Okay. Jump in there. Who is that? It's Nicole.
Oh, that wasn't me. Wendy wanted to speak. I'll speak after Wendy.
Okay, go for it, Wendy.
I agree 100% with Jen. But on a good note, I'm going to save all my questions because I'm going to come see you Tuesday, Dawn. I'm so excited. So excited.
You're coming to City Winery?
Yes, and I'm bringing my daughter.
Yay!
I'm coming too, Dawn.
Yay!
Yes, I'm coming too.
Me too.
Who's coming?
I'm going.
I am.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
Wow.
Dawn will come to Houston.
Nice.
You
so
don't even
excited to
like
see
it
that.
out here on the West Coast. You never come
Houston, Dallas, Austin.
It's far. We're
Houston
going
is
to
calling.
Philadelphia and we're going to Chicago. Yeah.
Chicago. That is if they don't cancel my flight.
Quickly, guys, because we got to get off. And we've been on for an hour, almost an hour and 40 minutes.
You unleashed us.
Wow.
I unleashed you guys. Is that all you wanted to say, Wendy?
Yeah, that's all I want to say.
Oh,
Can't
good.
wait to see you, Dawn.
I can't wait to see you, and I hope we'll get some folks out there, and you'll get to ask questions. You'll get the mic in front of you. It'll be like a live man on the street with me. Okay, what else? Who else?
Was that everybody?
No.
Thank you guys so much for the offer to help.
Nicole hasn't spoken. Democracy. Jesus
taken away.
hasn't spoken. Who else hasn't spoken? Is that it?
I'm good. I'm in the room.
Oh, Dr. Dixie hasn't spoken. Hi. Okay. Go ahead, Dr. Dixie.
Well, actually, I'm good today. I'm just taking it. Everybody has, but
I got to say, you have a beautiful view. Which room in your house is that from? I mean, you live in a gorgeous high rise.
When I was in San Francisco, because I'm originally from California, whoop, whoop, but I'm in Minnesota now. Ooh.
Old.
But I agree with Monique. When I lived overseas, I was so at peace. And when I came back to the United States, I had reverse culture shock. And I think I'm still feeling it now, because it has really just been like a heavy weight that has been weighing on me since I got back. So I'm going to leave.
Thank you. Thank you. Democracy. Democracy, Jesus.
Hi. I think it's just important to acknowledge that we, as the American people, we in this community, in this call, we are just worn out. We are burned. We are gun shy. Because we have heard, oh, this is going to be it, like the Epstein thing. Like we've heard so many times before that, even from the Access Hollywood tape, all that time, all the way back to that, the conviction of the felonies, the insurrection, all of that stuff, and we're just kind of sitting back saying, okay, is this really going to be? Is this going to be it? And it is compounded by these 8 congressional members this week that we get this far ahead, and it's folks like that are the reasons that Democrats never had anything nice. That's we never have anything nice, and so it's a heaviness. Like, oh, is this really it? And I feel that from the folks that have whatever side that we're coming from today, it's important to acknowledge the humanness of it, and that it's just, is this really going to make a difference? Is he protected? Is it just going to bounce off him? Are they going to be able to? Is he going to get out of this once again? And he's got the keys, right? They've got the keys to everything. And we can't forget that.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And I love that you rock the turtlenecks, because I do too. I love a good turtleneck. I think
you won in the Supreme Court. They didn't take up the same-sex marriage thing. I think you talked about that last week.
Did I tell you what Tim said to me the other day? He said,
What's Tim say?
He said, too bad the Supreme Court said
stuck
that you're
with
stuck with me.
You ain't going nowhere.
You better come down here and help me cook some dinner.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Can I say one more thing? It's very important before we log off. It's very important, you guys. I know that the holidays are coming up, and we want to get gifts and everything for our people, but we got to boycott this holiday, all the Black Friday and all that stuff. We got to go boycott and keep our dollars. But if you still want to get gifts, shop local. Find your crafts, find your craftsmen. I got some earrings here.
Everybody
I
getting a
got
Merry
some
Christmas
beautiful
this
earrings
year.
here. But no, I'm really for real. Like, find your local
Where do you get those? Do you have a website, May?
I don't have money to fund a website.
Okay.
So
When you send it, we're not okay. Send us information. Okay.
I will, but I really mean it's important. Like, find people around you, donate to your food banks and do all those things, and buy from people around you that make jewelry and art and whatever. And I want to send you something as well, Don. So let me know when you get your PO box set up. But really, like, as long as we take care of each other, we'll be good throughout the holidays.
I could use a good pair of earrings.
Spend time, not money.
Absolutely.
Time, not money.
Not the earball.
And always,
Don,
and anyway, yes, ma'am.
I've been trying to get a book to you for 6 months.
To me?
Yes, I've been trying to get a book to you, and I wrote on the website, and nobody is responding. And
you need an address. We're gonna do it.
I need somewhere to. I think you would.
Nikki
really
has been
enjoy
trying
the
to get it for me forever, because we had a different company that we were with, but we don't want stuff to be mailed there. So I promise you, we'll get it you'll have it by next week. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And also, guys, I'm telling you where you can buy some great gifts. If you go to donlemon.com and click on the merch store. No, seriously. I don't know if they put the Christmas stuff up there yet, Andy. I don't know if the Christmas merch is up yet, but did you see any? There's going to be some Christmas
you got
merch.
that Warriors color one. I'm going to get me that Warriors color hoodie you got. That shit clean.
It's amazing, right? No,
no Christmas.
It's not up yet. The Christmas stuff isn't up yet, but we are going to have Christmas bulbs. We're going to have a Christmas Stanley. We're going to have some, I don't know if we're going to have Christmas lights. I don't know, but I'm ready. Tim is going to kill me because I have 2 trees. I'm going to have three trees this year, but I'm like trying the new little ones. I'm not doing real trees anymore because it's too much, too many leaves and needles and all that stuff. And so I do that, and that you can just
mini ones.
I'm going to get some mini ones. The one where you just hit the button and it boop, pops right on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have the string lights. Yeah.
I have
8 shirts already.
You do? That's why I love you.
Yeah. Don't say y'all want to get merch. Y'all don't buy it.
I have everything.
Good. You should wear them every day. Which one do you have on today?
Well, today.
She's muted.
Today I had to go and they want me to find a boyfriend, so I got to keep looking.
All right. You better put on your lemon top.
Yeah, he better like Don Lemon.
You better put on the one that, with the V-neck, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. All
Not the
right.
V-neck.
Oh, hey
the
Don, just
neckline.
one more thing.
Love it.
When we were overseas, my hubby was wearing his Don Lemon shirt and his Don Lemon tank top, and people know who you are overseas everywhere we go. So I'll be sending you guys the pictures because we took
Let
some
me
pictures.
tell you something.
Huh?
Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody knew who I was. They were trying to hit on your husband. That's what it is. And that filling out that t-shirt like it's supposed to be filled out. They were just like, yo, I know who Don Lemon is.
Don, you so bad. So bad. So
Don, you get
Bye,
around.
guys. Bye.
Oh my
Love you
goodness.
guys.
I love you
Have a
all.
good one. Thank you.
Love y'all. Bye.
Thank you, guys. If you want to know anything about the Don Lemon Show, all you have to do is go to Don Lemon. Those are the legends we love. That's what happens when you get to the highest tier of our membership. You get to be on the show like that, and it's great. All right. And so we do that at least once a week, and we also have private streams for our legends and for our lemon heads as well. So thank you all. Go to donlemon.com if you want to know anything. That is where everything that you need to know about us is there, including how to subscribe, how to join, and also how you can purchase our merch. If you're going to do this, I'm not going to buy anything. You want to buy from us and support the people who support you, go to our merch store and buy some of the good, fun stuff. Okay. So I want you to be informed without being inundated. We have some merch picks. Let's put up some merch picks. I think we have some.
Yeah, we do.
Andy, who do we have?
We have 3 photos from Tara from Virginia here.
Tara, you're wearing that green shirt. Thank you. And the Old People Be Knowing mug. Love it. Oh, and the fan. All right, Tara. You said from Virginia?
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. She's beautiful.
Then we have Margaret from Southern California.
Okay, Margaret, we're going to have to get that. Is that like a lemon purse? We're going to have to get that purse and put it on the thing. But I like I love that. That's my favorite t-shirt. I think that one is for women, the V-neck one. That one looks great on the ladies. Thank you. And she's got her lemon yellow earrings. She's got like a lemon yellow purse. Thank you. Beautiful. Look at those freckles. I love it. I have them too. You can't really see them though on this thing. Who else do we have? That's it?
That's all.
All right. So if you get merch, send us the pictures. Email them to, is it the Don Lemon Show at gmail.com? There it is. The Don Lemon Show at gmail.com. Okay. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time for our Hot Topics program. Welcome to all the new members. Thank you for your support. Like and subscribe, please. Until I see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Here on the Don Lemon Show on the Don Lemon channel. Be informed without being inundated, and turn the TV off. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern time with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.